So, this is a video, well, unlike in the last video where I discussed on the situation involving Sapphire Glitter completely being an egotistical joke to so many people, apparently he is nowhere worse than what Vida did to Midheart. Since that, Midheart was a YouTuber or internet user that I've came across several times but never have any interest in her, but after watching this 50-minute long stream of everything that she's been through throughout the 5 years with Vida, I really need to make this video regarding to how people should properly support Midheart of what she's been through. Because as far as I'm concerned, she's been through a lot, and if you really actually took the time to watch one of the videos about being Miss Anthropony and the other YouTubers, they made videos regarding on just trying to save Midheart from committing suicide or having some illness problems, and also completely try to have her be in a better place in the Brony community or any other community that she is part of. You have no idea how much this girl has caught my attention of how she has been through such a miserable life since she was becoming friends and dating Vida in 2014 and 15, if I actually got that correctly. Now, the stream that Miss Anthropony uploaded on his YouTube channel yesterday was an important report involving Midheart's miserable life and relationship with Vida. Well, Vida instantly cheats on her and completely manipulates her, and not only that, he actually expects her to not tell anyone about this. Believe me, I honestly think that manipulation is one of the worst things I despise when it comes to people doing this to other people. You have no idea how stressful it is to actually doing this type of stuff and to actually taking advantage of someone else who isn't as good or confident like the other users on this website. But that doesn't mean that they're in the wrong. But that doesn't mean that they deserve to get manipulated like this. If you really ask me, this is the type of people who completely just take advantage of so many people in order to get what they want, and then at the end of the day, they just don't care, and they just actually expect the victim to just do what the whoever was supposed to do. Now, just to point this out, Vida isn't a pedophile like the other pedophiles that we witnessed throughout the Brony fandom, but at the same time, he completely expects sexual content from Mitt by completely requesting her nudes and stuff like that. Mitt only did that once, but for what he's been doing regarding to just taking advantage of her and just completely cheating on her, that goes way, way, way too far. And this instantly leads to the fact that Vida honestly doesn't care about anything other than about himself. Toon Critic and the other pedophiles deserve punishment by completely leaving the internet, but I'm just gonna say right now that Vida has social media, but he's not gonna go away. Believe me, I honestly think that he honestly cares about himself and just taking advantage of others, and only just wants to make content just to annoy and make people really furious at him. I'm saying this because look at his all about description. My name is Vida. I make fun of stupid people in the fandom to help deal with my boredom. Hopefully it entertains you as well. He said hopefully. That's it. He only bullies people in the fandom, and he is only doing it for his entertainment. That's the same thing as Fusion W did, where he left YouTube or social media because he was instantly caught by sending nudes to a model. And he was doing the same thing where he bullies people in his Brony Bucks videos. Yeah. This is basically Fuchsia W all over again, except that he's manipulating Mid-Heart throughout these 5 years. You may say it's debatable on completely taking advantage of a minor and or comparing to taking advantage of someone that you've been dating for so long is a lot worse, because Toon Critic has been doing that while he was running after minors and completely hitting on females in conventions. But Vida, despite not being as worse as Toon Critic, really push really serious lines of what he's been through in order to take advantage of Mid-Heart and everything that he put herself into throughout these 5 years. Believe me, cheating is honestly something that no one should ever do, no matter who they are. Believe me, I absolutely found it really disgraceful to actually see Mid-Heart go through all this stress, anxiety for so long. In one of the videos I've mentioned, well, it regards on just trying to keep her life normal without having a toxic life, and actually seeing how she's having a normal life after the donation was done and over with. It doesn't even stop there when we completely see that there was still more and more toxic situations that she's dealing with in the present time. People who are dealing with this situation with so many times deserve so much respect and treatment, because I'm just gonna say right now, Mid-Heart isn't like any other person in the bowling community or any other community. For one thing, she's longer than me, and I honestly think that she has a lot to learn in order to understand how the internet works. Now, I would say that this is something that people need to learn in order to understand what the internet is supposed to be and actually learn lessons from it. But the thing is, Mid-Heart's relationship with Vida was a lot worse, and it was nothing what anyone would ever go through wherever they completely get themselves, whenever they make an account on either a different website or completely just try to fit in the community in order to show their support in the community. Mid-Heart, in my opinion, only goes to DeviantArt and mostly YouTube in order to show her support in most of the communities that she's in. Granted, she didn't have a lot of followers, but at the same time, just because a user doesn't have a lot of followers, that doesn't mean they should be ignored. I really think that she really deserves a lot more of everything that she's been through. If you really want me to actually express of how you should support her, if you have a DeviantArt account, a Twitter account, or a YouTube account, subscribe and follow her, and actually support her to actually show her that there's no toxication 100% in any of the fandom in this community. Believe me, I understand that every other community isn't 100% toxic free, but what she's been through throughout these 5 years, I really think that she does deserve the support that she really needs. I really think that after everything that I've seen, after seeing the stream video that Miss Anthropoli uploaded last month and everything that she's been through throughout these 5 years, this is how Vida should actually be blackmailed. Well, not only blackmailed, but completely get so much attention on being one of the worst people in any of the community. Not just the brawling community. I meant how she completely manipulates Mid-Heart and just putting herself down by completely giving her a lot of stress and anxiety, and it only makes her worse and worse and worse whenever she's in this toxic relationship with Vida. Granted, Mint isn't with Vida anymore, but at the same time, the damage is still done. Mint is just too traumatized on just completely being in this strict situation after the stress that she's been through with Vida. And I can really tell you that Vida would never go away. I honestly think that at this point, no matter what he does, no matter what he tries to actually do when it comes to going on to different websites or anything like that, he really doesn't even care. His account was suspended for violating the Twitter rules, but if there's a possibility that his YouTube channel might get taken down of what's been happening, well, for one thing, I don't think it's happening because even if most of his videos involves him just making fun of YouTubers and stuff like that, it had nothing to do of expressing of his manipulation towards Vida. Because as far as I'm concerned, he may be a selfish menace. He's still too smart to actually do this type of stuff on any of his accounts. So I highly doubt that he would ever go away unless if there was something that can actually stop him. And even if he is stopped, he would still come back and make more videos because he would still keep going. He made his channel 7 years ago and only has this amount of subscribers over time. I had gained more subscribers than him, and I started YouTube in 2016. That is saying a lot when you completely see that Vida is a really toxic person in the community and only cares about himself and just doing his own thing in order to get some kind of attention and just trying to cheat on other women in order to get what he wants. That really goes to show how much that he's relentless. And after completely seeing this entire stream involving Midheart, there's really gotta be some kind of justice and punishment. There still has to be something that we need to fix Midheart on dealing with her anxiety and giving Vida the punishment that he definitely deserves. There has to be some kind of way in order to actually make this Toxication away from Midheart forever. And hopefully she'll properly move on and not have to deal with this ever again. Midheart, if you're watching this, which I'm not sure if you are, I really hope that you're doing fine for what you're doing right now at the moment. I know life is starting to become a lot more stressful, and I'm really sorry that you had to deal with this stress involving your toxic relationship with Vida. But hopefully, despite not gaining much subscribers or followers on social media, you still deserve the care and support from others after the toxic stress that you went through from Vida. Every video that I've seen involving around you, it may didn't caught my attention at first, but after watching the stream, you most definitely deserve a lot more than what you have at the moment. Hopefully, everything will change and you don't have to go through this toxic stuff ever again. Miss Anthropony is helping you, and so is your subscribers and followers from all your social media platforms. Well, accounts, that is. Anyway, that's really all I have to say. I'm Lonely Fanboy for you, and keep supporting Midheart, and also subscribe and follow her on his social media accounts.